Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another daily motivational live stream here with me and Penelope and Thor the Boar. We're just hanging out today. Sorry I had to bail on you guys last week, but I don't know if you can tell, but this little monster is a complete and utter handful. So we have had to rearrange some things a little bit. Also, if you are just tuning in to our live stream here through the Patreon app, you're going to need to hit the little YouTube link in the corner of the live stream, and that will allow you to enter the chat through YouTube. It is still private. This is a members only stream through Patreon. So, thank you for joining me. We are going to dive into our Soul Truth deck by Brienne Hubby first. Penelope Jane, please don't chew on that. The puppy's teething and chewing on absolutely everything. It's ridiculous. All right. Let's see what our question is to start this week. It is the 5-5 portal. Very energetic about changes going on for us. Hey, Tay. So there's lots of stuff that's going to be happening. Numerologically speaking, it's also actually a triple 5-day because May of this year is a 14, which is also a 5. So we have a lot of energetics about change and things that we want to change. Also, if you've been ignoring a change that you need to make, chances are you might get a foot in your ass a little bit about it. So let's see what our question is. It says, what expectations do I have that are impossible to meet? Ooh, that's a good one too. So, ma'am, please don't. Penelope Jane. This little naughty's making my life very difficult. All right, so remember that the expectations we have are mostly delusional, impossible to meet anyway. And then we experience disappointment with ourselves and also with our relationships when they are not met. So it's time for us to dissolve our expectations and replace them with gratitude instead. So today we are going to be grateful. We are being summoned to more peace in our life, and it is accompanied by trust. It comes when we surrender and focus only on what we can control, because if you expect nothing and are grateful for everything, you will experience extreme fulfillment. And that really is true. Oftentimes our disappointment in our relationships is caused by our expectations of them. And very often we don't even let other people know what our expectations are anyways. So they're unknowingly disappointing us, which is really silly. So make sure you're being really clear about any expectations that you do have and kind of just leave the rest up to, how do I say this? Cross the other bridges when you come to them. You know what I mean? Let the little stuff be little stuff, and let's stop combining it all into making it really big things. Okay. Also, this "Who Can I Serve Today" card is popping up. So I want you guys to also listen to your hearts today. See who needs you. And if it's you, make you your priority today. If it's somebody else, then try to make that a priority for them, and realize the sense of fulfillment that comes along with that as well. Remember that when you serve others, you also serve yourself. Just like when you work on anything, you are also healing it in yourself when you help somebody else heal it in themselves. All right? Missy Poo. Let's see. Let's grab a couple spiritual AF cards out of here. That'll make it kind of easy. We'll grab two. I'm just grabbing them out of the middle. And we get a reminder that the universe is our sugar daddy, right? And we've all spent enough time feeling fucked by the universe to assume that it's time we got showered with some really dope shit, right? So we're going to spend today letting the universe treat us like the arm candy that we are. And remember that the simple act of changing our vibe to one of receiving and thanking the universe for all its cosmic bling will do the trick. So your mantra today is bring it, Papa. Right? Seth and I have been doing this a lot here actually lately because very often in this life you're chanted over and over again about the saying, how does it go? That it can only or how it can't get any worse, right? Or whatever the saying usually is. I think it's usually it can't get any worse, and then the universe shows you that it can get worse. So instead, we've been saying, I want to know how it can be better, right? Because I know for Seth and I personally, neither of us have really experienced extreme levels of abundance in our life. We have, however, been the fountain of extreme abundance for other people. However, it's we're learning how to redirect it back to ourselves now, and that's been kind of a little bit of a different. So switching from that phrase "it can't get any worse" to "how can it be better" has really kind of been a game changer lately. And we were kind of getting really defeated because we've been looking for a friend for Thor for probably about 3 or 4 months consistently. And 3 or 4 times now, I've had meetings with people to go pick up a puppy, and for one reason or another, it always fell through. And I just told Seth, I was like, you know what? She's gonna come to us when she's ready, and she'll be perfect, right? And literally, like the next day, we went to Walmart and oh, and I also said I wanted her to be free because I'm kind of a cheapskate. It's fine. I mean, there's other things I want to spend money on, and there's lots of free puppies. You know what I mean? So we were driving out of the parking lot, and sure enough, there she was sitting in a tub with two of her brothers and a sister. And I took one look at her, and I was like, yeah, I think that one's going to be it. And I waited for Seth to kind of make the decision about it. And she was the one that he picked too. So we brought her home that day. She was only 5.5 weeks old. So she definitely wasn't ready to leave mom yet, but mom had rejected the puppies because they all have razor sharp teeth, and they're teething, so they're biting the shit out of everything. And so I kind of don't blame her, but honestly, puppies need to be with their moms until they're 8 to 10 weeks old because they learn a lot of valuable life skills, like, and so she's been very, very clingy. She's needed a lot of attention. The first couple nights I was up every 45 minutes to take her outside to go potty. I don't believe in puppy pads. So we try to not let her potty in the house. So that means I have to get up every 45 minutes to take her outside to go potty. And then, well, that means I have to get up every 45 minutes to take her outside to go potty. That's what I signed up for. And this is the universe's way of asking us where we're really ready to put all of our eggs in one basket, right? It's kind of like with this whole channel thing and everything else. I've been trying to kind of consolidate all of my irons in the fire for quite some time, and I just worried about, how people were going to feel when I abandoned them on certain platforms, and then I'm like, you know what? These are all grown ass people, and if they are really that interested in hearing what I have to say, then well, they'll follow you on the one place that you choose to put yourself. So, with everything else that was going on, we just kind of decided to make the switch. And honestly, it's been the best thing for me. YouTube puts a lot of restrictions and things on what you can do and what you can say and what you can wear and what you can show in the background and what music you can use. And um, even though I'm not monetized, I still have to follow all of those stupid community guidelines crap, and it kind of really limits me. So here, at least, I can be my authentic and true self. And if I drop an f bomb, I drop an f bomb. So it just is what it is. But uh, okay, ma'am. Um, but life's been a bit nutty, and it's been a bit nutty for everyone. It's not, don't feel like it's just you. Know that even though things on the outside look perfectly awesome, things on somebody's inside may be in complete and utter turmoil. So just make sure that you're being a solution and not a part of the problem right now, because people have enough on their plates, is part of what I'm hearing too. But their remembrance of the fact that abundance is already ours, and it's before we even ask, is part of that too. Also, stop trying to skip the fucking struggle. Remember that keeping it positive isn't going to insulate you from having emotions and needing to evolve. You're not going to spiritual your way out of hitting the next layer of wounds to heal. So many of us make the mistake of thinking we'll arrive and that'll be that with the life lessons and shit, right? But personal growth is more like peeling an onion than like climbing a mountain. It gets stinkier and stinkier, and you cry more, but everything gets juicier the deeper you go. The true spiritual badasses don't pretend like their onions don't stink. And that's true. There's a lot of really false positivity. I know I use a lot of affirmations and things like that, and I try to keep it as positive as I possibly can. But in all reality, life is polarities, and she's just feisty. And you cannot have one without the other, right? So we need to realize that in the acceptance of our darkness, which is just our shadows, right? This is what we're moving into, the acceptance of those, not the eradication of them, because you need those things. Because sometimes people fuck around and they need to find out, and that needs to be part of your repertoire too. And you need to not make yourself feel bad about the fact that you have boundaries, and if somebody treads on those boundaries, it's okay to punch them in the throat, not figuratively speaking, of course, unless of course they really ask for it, and punch them in the throat for real. But that's me. Rarely does that ever occur. Taylor actually bought me a T-shirt for my birthday a long time ago that actually says rock paper scissors, throat punch, I win, and that's kind of how we're having to be with the universe right now, or with I should say the realities that people are foisting upon us, because we need to be really solid at the boundaries of what we are wanting to accomplish in our realities, and stop following what everybody else is saying about theirs, because, well, that's their reality, and we are not substituting somebody else's reality for our own. That's just not going to happen anymore. And I'm sick and tired of trying to fit my star-shaped self into a square fucking hole just because society says I have to. Why the fuck off? Yeah, that's all I have to say about it, right? Let's get one more of these. Oh, so here we come back around again. Instead of asking yourself what's the worst that can happen, ask yourself what's the best that could happen, right? Because we're all super good at thinking up the worst case scenarios, right? We can project all of our fears onto a big screen and play them out in vivid color. Or we can actually feel the anger of the confrontation that you haven't confronted, the loss of the job that you haven't been fired from, and the death of the star that you haven't dared to shoot for. So try putting those superpowers to work in the opposite direction instead. Imagine how you could be surprised and delighted in those same scenarios. Maybe you'll surpass that star that you were shooting for. Or maybe you'll get a promotion at that job that you thought you might get fired from. Or maybe you finally step up for yourself and realize that the anger that you've had from the confrontation that you haven't yet confronted is really anger at yourself for not speaking your true, authentic words. So instead, we're going to daydream instead of worry. And we're going to say, hey, to that cool ass shit that's coming into our lives. Because the universe is our sugar daddy. And we are going to stop trying to skip the struggle. Because in the struggle is the beauty of everything that's happening. Because without that definition of all of those things that you don't want in life, you can't really call in what you do because you don't really know what that is yet. So hopefully you guys are getting really clear on what that is. And we can move into this new period together. Because this week, lots of fun stuff is going to be happening. So keep your eyes out. We have managed to double our data limit. So we have gotten a green light from the universe that it is go time here on Patreon. Thank you for joining us here at the Hearth's Edge at Eden Springs Homestead. We love you beyond measure. We couldn't do any of this without you. Well, we could, but it wouldn't be nearly as much fun. So, thanks for joining me and Miss Penelope, who happens to be here on the floor, and Mr. Thor, who is, as usually, enjoying his little sun puddle. It's his favorite thing to do. I am also going to enjoy a little sun puddle action myself because we finally finished the dog yard fence, which means I can let the dogs out and breathe a sigh of relief while I get some shit done. Because to tell you what, you never know how much you really need a giant playpen, and you have a dog that likes to chase everything that moves, and a puppy that is really, really fast and can hide under everything. So, I wish all of you the very best day. And if you don't see anything else from me today, you will see me back here in the morning. And we'll do this all one more time. Bye, everyone. Remember, favor follows you wherever you go. As does my love. Be good at it. And, well, I fucking love you. So you should too. And if you didn't until this moment, you can start right now. It's never too late. Bye, everyone. Be good.